Good morning and welcome back to the Amputee Angler. Something different today. We are course fishing. We're going to be after some common carp today, mirror carp, on the feeder. So I've got a little cage feeder. So we've got a little cage feeder down to a little hook link, and that's got a size 10 hook, and that's 4 pound trace line, 6 pound main line, nice and easy. And we're going to be using maggots, sweet corn, a bit of bread, and we've got some ground bait to obviously use in the feeder. So popped in a tackle shop yesterday, little tin of corn just because it was there and I didn't want to go in the supermarket because it was rammed. So a pack of corn, and then got some dynamite ground bait. We'll mix it up in a minute, a bit of water, put a ball out just to get the feed going, and obviously every time we cast out there'll be a bit of ground bait in the feeder going down, and then the hook bait will be either the corn. Got some ready to hook pellets. I've got some bait bands as well, so just pop the bait band around the pellet, put it out. And we've also got some maggots, so try and show you those there. Mixed maggots, whites and reds, and there's a few casters in there as well. They was all fresh yesterday, and then the garage was a bit warm, so they've already gone straight into their caster state, but that's fine. This lake we're on, it's a really small, if you're a carp angler, it's probably known as a noddy lake, but I haven't been carp fishing for ages. It's early doors now. I was up at 4, got here for about 5, quarter past 5, got set up, and there's already people walking about, and by 11 o'clock this place will be rammed with dog walkers and people. So hoping to get here now, sneak a few carp out, and then I can get on my way. So that's the plan. I'll keep you informed as we go. As always, let's get cracking. Okay, so I've got my dynamite ground bait. That's going to go in the bucket. I'm going to put it all in there. I'm going to get through it all today. There we go. And then put the rubbish straight out of the way. So that'll go in the bag. And I've got with me, because there's a little drop down to the water, I've got with me a bottle of water, but I've opened my corn, and we've actually got quite a lot of juice in the corn. So rather than waste that, that goes in your ground bait mix. Already see plenty of carp jumping about. So yeah, that's that. And then that's the juice out the corn then, so that's a bit more flavour into the ground bait. Let's give that a little pre-mix now, to be fair, that actually. Give that a nice little stir around. And then the secret to ground bait is just a little, and often, depending what consistency you want from it, will depend how much water you add to it. But do it nice and slow. The lake we're fishing is only shallow, so get your hands in there, start kneading it up. Always use a round bowl if you can, because square ones tend to get caught in the corners. Let's go nice and away, that is. A bit more, I reckon. And then what I'll do, there we go. So it depends what texture you want, but I like it so I can just get a ball like that and it will stay solid. If you make it a bit more lighter, it sort of disperses on impact and it makes a cloud in the water. Now that's good if you're fishing for roach and stuff like that, but with my carp, I want this hard on the deck. Even though it's only a shallow lake, I want it in a ball, so they have to come and find it, because my bait's going to be quite tight in that feeder. So there we go. So we've got it now where you can just squeeze it and it'll stay together in a nice ball, and that's what we want. I can already hear loads of kids out and about already. It's 5 in the morning. They've obviously been out all night. I say kids, they're only about 16, 15, 16. Right, so we've got an island over here, and just on the edge is a concrete wall, and I've already seen some bubbles. There's actually some big patches of mud. The carp are feeding, it's early morning, so I'm going to get this ball in, and I'm going to put it just about a foot off that edge of that wall there, and then that's working. Then a bit of corn on top. I've already put some maggots in there. So let's see how good my throw is after a while out. Pretty perfect. So that's what we're going to go. So I'll put a ball of ground bait down there. In fact, let's do a second one. So sort of just a little, probably just a bit bigger than a golf ball. Doesn't matter about the shape so much. Nice and tight. Like I said, I want it hard on the decks, and it breaks down and the carp have to come in and start rummaging around to get at it. You could put maggots in this or whatever, but I'm going to keep them loose for now. And I'll put a bit of corn on top in a minute. So here goes the second one. I've come slightly in on that one, just so I've got about a 3 foot area that I can fish in. Now I have a big carp just rolled down there, so that's good. So that's that. Bit of corn on top now. I'm just going to go for just a little handful of corn. I'm not going to overfeed it too much. I do want to try and bring them in, but you don't want to put too much down. Otherwise they'll just end up feeding on the loose baits and not your hook bait. So again, now that's going to go on top of the ground bait, and I can now get my feeder set up and go from there. I'll attempt a couple of maggot first. All I'm going to do is take one of the maggots and you just lightly nick it in the head. It's got 2 eyes, you won't see it on the camera, but all you do is you nick it just between the 2 eyes, like that. Let's go for a red and a white. Bit of movement, so that's that. Already got a lot of people out and about this morning. Morning.
Hiya.
So yeah, there you go, that's the feeder all ready to go. All I've done is just dip it in the pot of ground bait, and then we've got double maggot on the end. I'm just going to flick that out where I've just put that bait. So this is just it's a really light quiver tip, this one. Apparently float fish is the way forward here, but you're not allowed to use floating baits. This early in the morning on another lake, ideally I'll be using dog biscuit or floating bread, but the rules on this lake is no floaters, and I don't want to break this yet. I don't want to break the rules just yet. So here we go. So just going to gently underhand cast this. And that's gone pretty much bang on. And all we're going to do just bring that down. And there we go. One thing I miss about lake fishing, and I haven't done it for a long time, is it's just the quiet, the peace. On a boat, you've constantly got boat noise, you've got the sea lapping against the boat, you've got weight stinking everywhere, or just general noise, you know. You come into a lake now and it won't be like this in an hour or two, it'll be busier, but it's just some coots down the end there. The odd fish jump in, and that's it, the traffic in the distance. Yeah, it's really peaceful, really peaceful. I haven't seen it yet. Once 1 or 2 find the feed, that'll be it. They'll be heads down, and that should be game on. But another one just come over there. I say they're on the top. They are cruising about. I need them down on the bottom. We've now got 2 or 3 carp over the area where we've been feeding the baits. So they've now found the baits, which is good. I'll try and show you. They've gone down now, but there was 2 or 3 carp right over the baits there, so I think they've found it now, which is good. They're definitely there now. They're definitely rummaging around that bait. Oh, there's fish. Yep, fish on. Fish on. There we go. I said they'd found the bait. I said they'd found the bait. Could just see him right over it. There we go. I got that on camera as well, I think. It's got a little bit of weight to it, this one. So this is just on the maggots. And it's going to be lovely bend in this rod. This is lovely, this is. So this is I think it's a common carp from what I've seen. I'm gonna play it. I'm here to enjoy myself, so I'm not gonna bully it out. With carp, as soon as you get their head out, they tend to wallow, and that's it. So you can just hang about here, let it swim about, tire itself out. All right, so it's still got a bit of fight. It's still gonna run now. I'm not gonna bully it. It is a lovely little common carp, and its head's out, so we get the net out. Oh, it's not quite ready yet. Saw the net and ran. Doesn't want to get his head out. There we go. And then once the head's out of the water, you just bring it back to the net, he says. Oh, no, still not quite ready. Let's try and get organised here, swap hands. Yeah, he's ready now. There you go. You'll know when they're ready. First one of the morning. I'm just going to loosen my drag off now so I can take some line. And there we go. Oh yeah, lovely. There we go. We've got our mat over here. Lovely. First fish of the day. Fell to the maggots on the feeder. It's a lovely little common. Oh, the other hook just pulled out anyway, look. Hook just pulled out, that was lucky. There we go. Actually got a bit of a deformed mouth, this one. Commercial water, so happens quite a lot. Now, you shouldn't be standing up with carp, but I can't bend down for no knees, so I'm trying my best. But yeah, lovely little carp, first one. There we go. Let's put him back. There we go. That was the first fish of the day. I said I could see them moving over the feed. There was 2 or 3 just wallowing over the top of it, and they were swimming in a way that they was excited. So I knew something was going to happen soon. That's why I put the camera in front of the rod. And I haven't looked at the footage yet, obviously, but hopefully it's come out quite well because it slammed round, and I don't think the drag was. It was set, but it wasn't quite set enough, and it had the rod out the holder. So the rod vest I've got isn't particularly great. It's a bit floppy, but it serves a purpose. But yeah, maybe £3, only a small one, 3-4 pound. Had a deformed mouth, which is quite common for these big, heavy. I say this isn't a, it's not a big natural reservoir, or not reservoirs aren't natural, but it's not a big natural lake, so the fish aren't pristine. You know, they do get a lot of kids down here, and maybe not the best practice. We've got a carp unhooking mat here, so the fish was straight onto a carp unhooking mat. The ground I'm on is that really hard baked mud and bits of stones and gravel. It wouldn't be hard for a fish to get damaged, so straight onto a landing net. And I've got the forceps there as well. Straight onto the carp mat, got the forceps. As luck would have it, the hook pulled out anyway as I put a bit of tension on it, so it wasn't particularly well hooked, but it is a barbless hook, so I think it's a little bit of tension and it dropped out. Oh, there's another one. Oh, we're on. Oh, we're on again. Oh, I was talking, we're on again. Oh, I was talking to you on camera and it just slammed round. I do miss this. I'm going to have to get back into it. This is going to be an expensive hobby. It's another nice little common. Smaller than the last one. Really dark, this one. Splashing about, this is lovely. Oh, it's come off. Come off, lost it. Came off. Never mind. Lovely looking common, that one. That was a lovely looking common, really dark. I wish I got that one in because that looked really pretty. Hook pulled out. Never mind, that is what it is, but that was almost instant, straight away. So that's, I'd only just cast it back out, so they found the feed at least, which is a good sign. But yeah, hook's there, hasn't snapped or anything, it's just pulled out. I gave it a little bit of slack, and the hook just pulled out, so let's go again. Okay, obviously we did the initial bit of feed at the start, just to get them going. I know every time I have a fish and it disturbs the swim, what I do is I just put a little bit of corn, a little couple of maggots, just a handful, and throw them in the vicinity of where the bait's gone. We pretty much bang on every time anyway, it's only a small water. Oh, we had another bite then. But yeah, just top the feed up. Give them a bit of confidence again. I mean, that one comes straight after that last one, so it was a lovely fish, that one, really dark bronze. I wish I got that one in. Looked a really nice, pretty fish. Not big, it was smaller than the last one, but real pretty dark back, you know. Another one just jumping down there. So we've got the island here. Basically, what you can see, it's a central island with trees growing out of it, and the rest of it is for the coots and the ducks. And the carp just go around it all day long. And then behind me is a bit of open water. So basically we're fishing the feature. Yeah, we're fishing the feature basically, which is what you should do when you're on a lake. Obviously a feature can be something you can't see. It can be down below in the featureless area. It could be a big dip, it could be a bit of gravel bed. So features can be anything, but for me the obvious feature, not knowing the water, is the island. So that's what I'm fishing. So something's down there, head down on the bait, because I've had a couple of little twitches. So they've either got hold of the feeder and they're rattling it about, or the tail's wafting and giving me little movements. So, oh, there's another nice carp down there at the end. There's a bite, there it is, yeah. There is eels in here as well, there is eels, so it's possible that there could be an eel. This used to be filled up with a lot of fish. They used to have tench, roach, rudd, all that sort of stuff in here, and then something happened. I don't know whether it got flooded. But yeah, something happened and it wiped a lot of them out. But there is apparently meant to be the odd goldfish in here as well, where people have put goldfish in, but I don't know. But yeah, we've had a couple of little, just not arching round when they've had hold of it. The two fish we've had, or one we've caught, one we lost, the rod has just gone boom, but they picked it up and just bombed off. But these last couple of bites now, they've been little tiny taps, almost like a small fish actually, to be fair. We've got something going on. Got loads of little ducks near the line, but I've had a couple of little short, sharp taps. I was waiting for that rod to slam round then. To change the baits a minute ago, and I got it in, and there was no maggots on the hook, so whether or not they've sort of wriggled their way off, it's a barbless hook, so whether or not they've got off, I don't know. But I was getting a couple of little taps, so I'm wondering whether or not maybe there's some eels down there or something, but I'd imagine I'd have had them if it had been an eel. They're not scared of hook. So there's two fish we had there. I mean, we landed the one fish, then lost that one, and both fish were carting about the swims. So I think it just disturbed the swim for a little bit. So been cagily feeding it, trying to get the fish back in. Had a few little taps, but I haven't seen any signs. You know, normally you see either A, you see the fish, or B, you'll see like reeds parting, and you know, you'll see signs of movement, but I haven't seen that for a little while now. Well, I did for the first time in a long while, having not fished on a lake for a while. I did that thing where I thought, oh, I'll give it a little flick straight into a tree. So I lost the hook length, so I had to change the hook length. But again, when I brought it in to rebait that time, the maggots had come off the hook. So I think they're just wriggling off the hook. So I've gone to a bit of corn now, just to try and mix it up anyway, to see if they take a bit of corn. I think most things take a bit of corn, don't they? So, but yeah, I might have to, if I'm using barbless hooks, use some sort of stopper, I don't know. But yeah, there was double maggots on there, so whether one's pushing it off, because they can sort of wriggle one off after another. So yeah, now I'm here, I'm settled now. I just want to chill, so I'm just going to stay put, keep feeding the swim. So fresh ground bait out, a bit of loose feed, and then we're just, hopefully they come back on the feed. So we shall see, but I'll give it another couple of hours, try and pull a few more out. The one I lost, I'm really gutted about, because it was a really lovely dark bronze common, only small, only a little baby, but it looked a really pretty fish. And again, the hook just went for a little dive and then come back on itself, and it just pulled the hook out. So that's carp fishing. Well, there we go, that's the end of another Amputee Angler fishing session by the lake this time, something different. Only a short one, a couple of fish first thing this morning, almost right off the bat. Lots of movement about. I thought, well, perhaps we're in for a good day, but it's just got busy now. Where I am, it's quite a public area, so we've got cyclists bombing past, we've got dogs jumping in the lake, we've got people walking past, and then of course every time someone walks along the bank, all the ducks go scooting in. So yeah, it's just it's not happening now. We had those 2 fish, and then the swim got a bit spooked, so changed swim, but it's just, there's a lot of background noise. I'm sure they're probably used to it. But for whatever reason, the fishing's just slowed right up now. So been here a couple of hours. I'm gonna pack up, head home, and plan a boat fishing trip for tomorrow. So we'll do that. But thanks for watching, and there'll be a bit more of this coming up, because on the days I'm not at sea, I want to be fishing. So yeah, a bit more lake stuff this year. So keep an eye out for that. If you like the videos and you've been following me for a while, please do like and subscribe. It means a lot to me. It doesn't cost you anything, so it's a win-win for both of us. Yeah, smash the like, leave a little comment, and I will catch you all again soon.